The number on the box is a lie, not a rounding error, not a generous estimate, a mathematical fiction constructed from conditions that do not exist in your home or anyone else's. That AX5400 router sitting on your shelf, the 5400 isn't a real speed. It's the sum of every radio band the router carries added together, measured in an empty room with no interference, no competing devices, and a single client sitting 6 inches away. Your phone can't use all those bands simultaneously. It picks one, which means the speed actually available to your device is often a fraction, sometimes less than a quarter of the number printed on the box. And here's what makes this worse. A faster router probably won't fix what's actually wrong with your network. Most Wi-Fi problems aren't about raw speed at all. They're about interference, queue management, and a phenomenon called Bufferbloat that can spike your ping from 20 milliseconds to 500 without your ISP doing anything wrong and without your router technically malfunctioning. This is the gap between marketing and physics. Once you see it, you can't unsee it, and more importantly, you can close it for free. Modern Wi-Fi standards achieve their headline speeds by using very wide radio channels. Wi-Fi 6 can use 160 MHz channel widths. Wi-Fi 7 pushes that to 320 MHz. The wider the channel, the more data you can move at once. It's the difference between a 2-lane road and a 16-lane highway. The problem is that radio spectrum is shared. Your neighbors have routers too, and in any dense environment, an apartment building, a townhouse row, a crowded suburb, those wide channels are almost guaranteed to overlap with someone else's signal. When your router detects another transmission on its channel, a mechanism called clear channel assessment kicks in. Your router stops transmitting and waits its turn. This is polite behavior designed to prevent total radio chaos, but the side effect is stuttering, inconsistent latency, and the specific kind of lag that ruins competitive gaming and video calls while your speed test still shows a perfectly respectable number. The counterintuitive fix: narrow your channel. Dropping from 160 MHz to 80 MHz or even 40 MHz on the 5 GHz band gives you a more stable, less congested lane. You'll lose peak theoretical throughput and gain something that actually matters: consistency. In high-density environments, this single change can cut packet retransmissions by over 40%. Expert aside, DFS channels, dynamic frequency selection frequencies, shared with weather radar, are often completely empty in urban areas because consumer devices rarely touch them. If your router supports DFS and your environment is congested, forcing it to operate on a DFS channel can feel like finding a private highway. Now for the thing most Wi-Fi explainers skip entirely. Bufferbloat is the real culprit behind the lag that more speed doesn't fix. Every router has a memory buffer, a queue where packets wait to be processed. During heavy transfers, that queue fills up, and when it fills up, every subsequent packet gets stuck behind it, waiting in line regardless of how urgent it is. Your gaming packet that needs to arrive in 5 milliseconds is now sitting behind a 400 megabyte software update that doesn't care about latency at all. Your video call is waiting behind your roommate's 4K stream. The buffer doesn't know the difference. It processes first in, first out, and your ping goes to 500 milliseconds. Buying a 1 gigabit per second plan instead of a 300 megabit per second plan doesn't solve this. In some cases, it makes it worse, because more raw throughput means the buffer fills faster and stays full longer if the router's processor can't keep up. Modern video calls and online gaming don't require much bandwidth. Most scenarios need under 10 megabits per second. What they require is low jitter, which means consistent, predictable delivery timing. Bufferbloat destroys jitter, and a congested buffer is a jitter machine. The fix is already in your router. Most people just haven't turned it on. Look in your router's advanced settings for something labeled Smart Queue Management, SQM, or an algorithm called Cake. These are queue management systems that sort traffic by urgency rather than arrival order. Small, time-sensitive packets, a voice sample, a game state update, a video frame, get moved to the front. Large, latency-tolerant transfers, a file download, a streaming buffer, a system update, yield the lane. The result isn't faster speeds on a benchmark, it's a network that behaves like it's faster because the things that feel like lag are no longer being held hostage by the things that don't care about lag. Expert aside, CAKE, short for Common Applications Kept Enhanced, is an open-source algorithm that handles both queue management and traffic shaping simultaneously. It's available in OpenWRT and in the firmware of certain consumer routers natively. If your router doesn't support it, it's one of the more compelling reasons to look at third-party firmware. Router placement matters more than most people treat it. Direct contact with a wall introduces multipath interference. Your signal bounces off surfaces and arrives at your device as slightly out-of-sync copies of itself. Moving a router just 3 feet away from a wall can improve signal-to-noise ratio by up to 10 decibels, which in radio terms is a meaningful jump. That's not a small number dressed up as a big one. A 10 dB improvement in SNR can be the difference between a device negotiating a fast connection rate and falling back to a slower one automatically. None of this requires new hardware. It requires understanding that the network problem you experience as lag, stutter, or unreliable signal is almost never a raw speed problem, and almost always a physics and prioritization problem. The router manufacturers aren't lying to you maliciously. They're answering a question nobody should be asking. How fast can this go in a perfect world is less useful than how does this behave under real conditions. The second question has answers. They're just buried in settings menus. Speed is a ceiling. Consistency is the floor you actually live on. Raise the floor and the whole network feels different. Faster, calmer, more trustworthy, without a single new device. What your Wi-Fi delivers over the air is half the equation. The other half lives in how your devices store and retrieve data on the other end, and that system has its own set of myths, marketing numbers, and hidden bottlenecks that are just as misunderstood as the ones you just learned. The next video goes there. It's worth the watch. Subscribe. The Engine Room is just getting started.